Hi, my name is Victoria Wood, and I apologize for not being there with you guys today. I'm currently in Keene State with the UMass Dartmouth women's lacrosse team. For my Endeavor Global Citizen Project, I chose to spend a semester with the Washington Center internship program. I chose to do this program because UMass Dartmouth is only 20 minutes away from my home, and I sensed that my sheltered New England upbringing could really hold me back in the future. I just knew that there was something else I could do to address pressing social issues besides studying them in the classroom. While I was in DC, I worked for the National Association of Federally Impacted Schools, or NAFIS. While at NAFIS, I learned a lot about how education policy works, and I got to meet some real-world education leaders. I actually got to conduct an informational interview with someone from the Alliance for Excellent Education, and had it not been for NAFIS, I never would have met her in the first place. While I was in DC, I also participated in the LGBT Civic Engagement Project. I worked with the Human Rights Campaign, Real Affirmations Films, the DC Center, and Whitman Walker Health. The sense of community amongst these people in DC was amazing. They really were all pitching in to help make a difference in their community. Especially since the election was during this time, it was extra important that they band together and helped fight for what they believed in. And I was so happy to be a part of that. The leadership series that I've participated in as part of the Washington Center program was also an amazing experience. We got to talk with former senators, the Canadian ambassador, military leadership, and leaders from all over about many different social issues, and this was enlightening as well. And last but not least, the social aspect of my trip was just as enlightening, if not more enlightening than any other part. One of my roommates was from Mexico, and I remember in the first day that I met her, I had no idea she was from Mexico, and everything I said, she just nodded at me, and I thought, oh wow, I have a quiet roommate, when in reality, she had no idea what I was saying. Throughout the semester, I helped her with her English, she taught me a little Spanish, and it was a great experience for me as well. At the Washington Center, there were people from over 20 different countries and over 30 different states participating in the program with me. I had a friend from Belgium that I love to talk with politics about, and I learned so much from him. And there are other people from Panama. I had other friends from all over parts of the world. I remember when Obama won the election, I actually ran to the White House with one of my friends from Panama, as well as my friends from America. And even though it wasn't his president that was elected, he was just as excited for us because he knew that we would wanted him to win. I specifically remember a conversation that I had with one of my fellow interns during election time. She was telling me about how things in her country are so corrupt that her ballot she's not even sure if it's going to get to be counted. It was discussions like this, candid discussions with friends, that really made me realize how important it is that I think outside of the United States. Although my internship was very United States based, we dealt largely with Native American cultures. And even getting to talk to some people from these cultures while they were at the conference in DC, I realized that even within our own country, we have different cultures that all are very, very different from how things are in New England. I learned a lot about the Native American culture while I was at the conference, and I heard a lot of good stories that made me laugh. These people were concerned with the same things that I am with education, but they had their own unique problems to them from their different parts of the country, and these people from different parts of the world that I met in Washington also had their own unique concerns. They're all in the same struggle as us. And one of my favorite quotes that I saw while I was in DC was from one of the Martin Luther King Memorial sections, and it says, "Make a career of humanity. Commit yourself to the noble struggle for equal rights. You will make a greater person of yourself, a greater nation of your country, and a finer world to live in." When I saw this quote, I thought that it was perfect for my experience in DC. It made me realize that there are problems greater than my own here. My personal problems really aren't that important, and that many people are struggling for the same things that we are, and a lot of people have it a lot worse. I am a global citizen, and I need to work to make sure that not just my country, but the world is a better place to live in. The course that I took while I was in DC was called Campaigning for a Cause: How Advocacy Groups Can Change the World. This course was infinitely useful to me as it showed me how people can frame certain issues, present them to the public, and how that can change people's perceptions of the issue. This class was a more practical experience for me because it taught me how in the future, if I've tried a campaign, how I might go about doing that. And even for our final project, I had to come up with a final campaign that I organized and put together, theoretically of course, and this experience will certainly help me in the future as I try to enact social change in our own world.